Hey, what's going on, guys? Extrasify Gaming here, and welcome back to part 2 of how I made Gold Cap in World of Warcraft Shadowlands in under 6 months. Now, this is a follow-up video to the first video I did because you guys really loved the first video, and I really appreciate the feedback. So I figured I'd break it down very specifically as to what I did first, what I did second, main things I targeted while farming. So yeah, guys, as you know, I am a farmer. I'm not really into much crafted stuff. I don't really use much professions besides like crafted transmog. So yeah, basically, I came back to the game, like I said, around like February of this year, and I really didn't have any gold. Now I'd had, you know, a lot of characters, a lot of professions, things like that, but I didn't really have any like raw gold. Didn't really have many items to sell. So the first thing I did, guys, as you guys know from the first video, I focused heavily on materials because materials are fast selling and I just needed some quick sales. So main things I focused on were like volatiles, primals. I did a lot of mining and herbalism, some Shadowlands, some not. It really just varied. A lot of the videos that I have on my channel now are many of the farms that I did in the beginning stages, and they're farms that I still do, so I will always recommend, farming for materials. But yeah, I mean, just basically check what your auction house prices are and go ahead and farm them. One of the main ones I love doing is the Wintergrasp mining and herbalism farm. Another one of my favorites is the Vashjir farm, where you go around this area. But yeah, just a lot of material farming. Probably until I had like a few 100,000, at least. And then I kind of switched my focus more to building my Transmog auction house up as I was selling off some of the materials, right? So basically, I had like a rotation, right? Because gold making is all about, doing things over and over, sticking with what works for your realm, things like that. And this won't work for everyone's realm, but so I would farm up a whole bunch of materials, and as I was selling them off, I would focus on transmog and building up my auction house. So I did things like Zul'Farrak, Razorfin Downs, Razorfin Crawl. I even did Uldaman, Black Fathom Depths, Black Rock Depths. Uh, just to get a wide variety of transmog. But once I was run low of materials, I would instantly stop transmog farming and resupply the materials. So I always had materials up, and once I had a solid amount of materials that I was happy with, I'd go back to getting more transmog because a big problem a lot of gold makers do is they focus purely on getting a whole bunch of transmog first when they don't have a lot of gold, and then they start complaining because they don't have a lot of sales, right? You're supposed to, at least the way I like doing it, is having the complements of material sales help while you're building up your transmog inventory, right? And that's the most important thing, because materials will sell much faster than transmog. All right, so I did this basically rinse and repeat until I made my first couple million gold. And what I did from there to kind of escalate it, and just make my gold work for me was I did a lot of crafted mounts. So, and this video ties hand in hand with my other video about how I made gold cap in under 6 months. But I made a whole bunch of Isle of the Sands. I made a whole bunch of Mechaneer's Chopper. Um, and those were my main two. I also made some of the Panther mounts, but I didn't like those as much. Vial of the Sands used to be lucrative on my realm. As I was doing this, they used to be like 70, 80,000 gold each, and it would cost me like 35, 40,000 to make. So I was selling multiple Vial of the Sands a day, just making a whole lot of money. Um, and as well, like I said, rotating in and out the materials and the transmog selling. So yeah, guys, it's just a lot of repetition, doing the same stuff over and over again, switching up your material farms, farming more transmog, things like that. So once I did this to about 4 or 5 million, that's when I kind of started, branching out. I had a whole bunch of materials. I had quite a bit of transmogs. I had like 1,500 transmogs. I was pretty happy with that. Of course, you can do better, but I was pretty happy with that. Then I went to more obscure routes, so farming for battle pets, farming for toys, farming for the battered hill, which I have a video about, farming for rogue dices, just obscure things like that. Big red ray gun, hose and peace pipe, which I have videos on those as well. If you don't know what they are, just obscure things like that. So once I was branching out into that, like the whelpling farms, the dark whelpling, the crimson, emerald, stuff like that. Um, because the more things you have on the auction house, the better chance you have of those selling, right? Of course. I know it sounds redundant, but once you have a pretty established auction house like I felt like I did, that's when you can go ahead and do these kind of like toy farms, battle pet farms, things like that. And it was really paying off because sometimes I would be the only one on my realm with a loaded gnomish dice or with a, a battered hild or a big red ray gun, and I'd sell them for maybe 1.5 times their value, twice their value, and it really kind of leveled, well, not leveled. It really elevated my gold income daily. So I did this complementing with, again, I know it's going to sound redundant, but with my material farming, my transmog farming, making sure I always had a vial up, making sure I always had a Mechaneer's chopper up, and I just kind of did this like clockwork up until I was about like 8 liquid gold, and then I had the brilliant idea of of farming for 2,000 arcane crystals because I wanted to make 200 enchanted elementium bars. I was like, this is how I'm gonna hit over gold cap. I'm gonna have 200 of these. It'll be almost 2 million gold if I sell all these. Yeah, I gave up right around like 1,000. So I'm kind of off selling these. As you can see, I sold 53 of these for between 5,700 and 8,800. So I mean, it was definitely good, but it was definitely a big waste of time because I easily could have been doing gold. Um, could have been making gold an easier way for sure. But yeah, guys, I mean that's my main ways of making gold. Always focus on materials. If you're pretty new to gold making, don't have a lot of gold, I would highly not recommend doing transmog farms first. I would recommend doing material farms first. That's why I would say a little over half of my videos revolve around material farming because I want this channel to help you, earn WoW tokens. I don't want it, there's plenty of great YouTube channels on YouTube about gold making. Um, I'm not focusing on transmog farming. I love transmog farming, don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't recommend that for a newer gold maker, which is who I'm trying to target because I want to help you guys pay for your WoW token every month. Make some gold for Dragonflight that's coming up. I just want you guys to, have some extra liquid gold. I love helping you guys, and I love reading your comments. You guys love telling me, your thoughts on videos, and I really appreciate that feedback. So, yeah, I mean that was essentially how I made my gold cap in under 5 months, and that was with me playing roughly probably like 2 to 3 hours a day on average. So I mean it's nothing crazy. It's not like I was no lifing for 6 months. I really wasn't. I just was smart with my farming. I knew what to farm and when, and I undercut scan my materials. I don't do it with my transmog because it's really slow, and I have like 1,500 transmogs, so I just really can't be bothered to undercut scan 1,500 auctions. But my materials, I undercut scan, and I definitely recommend that for you guys to do as well. So, sorry this video is a little long. I didn't really have a total, like script, so I was just kind of had my main points I wanted to talk with you guys about. So, regardless, I hope this video helped you guys, give you a better understanding of how I made Gold Cap in under 6 months of WoW playing. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you have any questions, of course, leave them in the comment section below, as always. And thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, guys, bye bye.